Tag TV and Tag Radio. Be seen and heard by both technology users and technology producers throughout the state of Georgia and around the world. Low cost, big benefits, powerhouse online branded video and audio has arrived. Tag TV, Tag Radio, there's a lot more to know. This edition of Tech Talk is brought to you by GlobalSpeak.com, new media consultants, corporate video and audio communications, video and audio production and distribution, live and virtual event production. Tag TV and Tag Radio is a service of GlobalSpeak.com, creatively delivering powerful marketing, video, and audio solutions. Beware, retailer. If you don't embrace the technology now, you'll be left to play catch-up in the years to come. Mobile devices, an in-powered appliance with dozens of retail-related mobile applications that will impact the very way consumers shop. Find coupons, research products, compare prices, and yes, with a bar scan application on your mobile device, even make purchases. Allison Mooney, in a recent article in Ad Age, Total Recall, How Mobile Photos Will Shape the Future of Marketing, compared the smartphone to the 95 film whose title character has a cybernetic brain implant that stores vast amounts of data. Today, Allison writes, we've got the capacity, but the mechanism, it's in our hands, not our heads. Greetings, everyone. It's Tuesday, December 14, 2010, and this is Tech Talk with Technology Association of Georgia President Tino Mantella. I'm your guest host, Frank Baia. Cybernetic implants, well, not quite yet, but mobile applications for your smartphone, apps that find local coupons wherever you are, alert you when you're near your favorite retailer offering coupons, coupons that can be clipped to a virtual pouch and redeemed straight from your mobile device. The Ad Age author ends her article stating, our mobile devices will continue to become our second brains, and they will never forget. Up to the Tech Talk? Welcome to the ClipZone, a free mobile application and website with GPS technology that determines your location and delivers the best deals straight to your mobile phone. Once profiled with your interest, it'll even alert you to new coupons as you travel from place to place, and with a bar scan, be able to make purchases. Meet John Broady, Chief Product Officer for ClipZone, a former executive director of Adobe Digital. John ran an in-house website optimization agency with a team of 30 consultants at Adobe, generating hundreds of millions of incremental dollars for retailers, marketers, and publishers. Prior to Adobe, John was a VP of operations at CNET and served as a senior product manager for 3 years at Yahoo. He began his career at GameSpot.com, where over a 6-year period he gained experience and provided visionary leadership in nearly every area of the online video gaming industry, from management to sales to design to operations. The importance of mobile devices on retailers and the marketplace of the future, cybernetics, brain implants, or handheld devices that will become a second brain. As we Tech Talk with visionary and top executive leader John Broady, Chief Product Officer, ClipZone.com. John, welcome to Tech Talk.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
I think probably let's start with the broad picture to begin with, and that's the impact of mobile devices on retailing, even for that matter, marketing in the future. With your background at Adobe and some of your other work at CNET, give us your opinion in terms of the impact of mobile devices and some of the more traditional methodologies of how we would normally transact business.
Sure. Well, for someone that's been in technology for many years, we waited year after year as people said this will be the year of mobile, and we kept waiting and it never came. And I would say in about the last 24 months, we've finally seen the jump, really starting with the Apple iPhone and now with the explosion of the Android devices as well. We're just seeing an incredible move to mobile, everything from, pure online plays like Amazon, where a significant portion of their business is done mobile, to brick-and-mortar stores that are really starting to develop apps that help drive traffic both to websites and into stores. And then finally, of course, through explosion in mobile check-in things like Foursquare and couponing like Groupon.
I was reading an article the other day that was comparing mobile devices to the 95 film, with the title character that has a cybernetic brain implant, if you know which one I'm talking about, Total Recall.
Yes.
And is it really going to be an implant in our head or a device in our hand? And go ahead.
That is just a great question. Already we've seen so many things like media and music move online in ways that the device is becoming less and less important. And I think we're going to see a lot more of mobile applications become less important, especially as mobile devices start incorporating payments, which, we're starting to see very much in Europe and Asia, and that's something that will be coming here soon very quickly as well. Well,
and again, in the same context, I think we're talking about mobile devices becoming our second brain, and the better part is they'll never forget. I guess really part of what I want to do, I think when we introduced the program, we talked a lot about the ClipZone and couponing, but I almost think that, unfortunately, the terminology minimizes what you guys have been able to accomplish with this website and mobile application. It's pretty darn close to cybernetics. I mean, I don't want to exaggerate, but it is kind of funky and very visionary. So go into a little bit about what does ClipZone do and how does it go about doing it?
Well, thank you. We're really happy and proud of what we've been able to build with ClipZone. The first thing that comes to mind with ClipZone, of course, is coupons. We call it ClipZone Mobile Coupons. And I think when most people think of coupons, traditionally they think of looking through the newspaper or looking through an envelope of coupons that comes in the mail, or more recently, pouring through your inbox and getting through all the emails and specials you have. And so what we really wanted to do with ClipZone, like you said, tying it to people's real preferences, is to give people a way to express what they're interested in, whether it be restaurants or going out for dinner or, clothing. And once you really express what you're interested in, we find your favorite retailers, your favorite categories, and then also find out where you are, and we just push the deals that are most interesting to you. So we wanted to really cut through the clutter of coupons. We really wanted to cut through all the junk mail, all the things you have to clip and save, and just to provide a really relevant, great experience every time you open the application.
I mean, that's the deliverable, no doubt. But with the GPS system, could you probably call it hyper-localization, and the idea that you're even, as I understand it, pushing preference? In other words, if I give you a protocol that says I have a special interest, I may not even identify the business necessarily, but as I'm traveling from one place to another, the application or the device will alert me?
Absolutely, yeah. So we have our company, we have a long experience in GPS, even before it was really fashionable. We were in the GPS space for many years. And once the mobile device started being able to allow the delivery of information based on users' locations, we really got excited about being able to push out those preferences. And, it really is hyper-local because it's really about discovery. Like you said, even if you don't know you're interested in a particular retailer, if we know you're interested in a certain type of deal or certain type of business and you're nearby where someone has a special, we found that users are really excited about hearing about that, and it makes them try and discover all sorts of things that they would not have done otherwise. And businesses love it because it gives them a chance to get in front of users that they know are interested in, that particular area of commerce.
I'm guessing at some point through profiling and through use, you're going to even begin to predict and look into some of the preferences of what I might be interested in even in the future. Is that a little too edgy to begin with? But, my guess is that, and I want to touch on this after I ask this question, but the propensity to buy. Like a lot of times back in the day, they would say, are you interested now? Will you be interested in 6 months? Would you be interested in a year? Obviously, at some point, through the preference and profiling of the use of the application, I'm going to guess that you're going to begin to identify propensity.
That's absolutely true, and that's definitely on our product roadmap. The first step for us was really allowing people to set their preferences. Mm-hmm. We thought with the mobile space right now, especially around couponing, it's an exploding space, but there's just a lot of clutter. And so what we really wanted to do in our first iteration was make it really clear to users that you're absolutely in control and you can set what you're interested in, and we're going to stick to that. And then as the technologies continue to become more adaptable, we definitely believe that helping people predict and discover things they may not even know they're interested in really the next step, and definitely on our roadmap for 2011.
I'll never forget the first time, and it wasn't all that long ago. I was sitting in a restaurant, and I can't remember, Ruby Tuesdays, O'Charlie's or something, and I'm ordering from the menu, and the guy next to me's got his mobile out, and he's sitting there going, and I'll take 50%, buy one, get one. I'm thinking, wait a minute, how do I get on that system? Where do they get that information from? Talk a little bit from the other side now, not about the consumer and the coupon. Talk about its impact in retailing. How do you see this changing, or is it changing the game in terms of how retailers are going to do business in the future?
Oh, gosh, it's having a huge impact on retailers in all kinds of ways. First of all, it is incredibly important because proximity-based marketing really allows you to market to people that are close by and able to actually transact at that moment. And second of all, because the ability to set preferences and track people's usage of certain areas, the marketer can actually know that someone is interested in that particular area right then. So they're not wasting all these impressions and all these dollars on eyeballs that are not relevant to what they're looking for. But I think probably the biggest thing, which is going to be the biggest game changer, is just the real-time nature of mobile. So restaurants, movies, all even clothing, these goods are all perishable. If you have a restaurant and it's a Friday night and it's slow, you need to fill those tables tonight because you can't fill them tomorrow. It's either now or never. So being able to actually push out real-time offers based on the need of the business, I think, is going to be the biggest change. And makes it takes it a whole level of magnitude above just the internet and the web in terms of effectiveness, because it's that being able to reach people real-time wherever they are.
Well, I think perishable is kind of an interesting terminology in this space, because perishable can also be, I'm hungry right now, and once I've eaten, I don't need to eat twice. So
that's right.
I was talking to the VP of marketing for Simmons mattress, and they actually have a mobile app for mattresses, and he was telling me they have a 10-year buying cycle, that people don't really buy mattresses except for every 10 years. And I was thinking, well, what in the world would you need an app for? And he says, when they're ready to buy. And so it's really what you're talking about is at the moment of interest, or the moments, and what I'm intrigued by the whole platform is that it provokes interest. We used to, in the day, talk about push and pull marketing. This is a case where you're actually participating in the marketing itself, because in a sense, not to get too exaggerated, the system kind of knows you, or begins to know some of your interests, and alerts you to a buy one, get one free. I mean, talk a little bit about, where do you see? Well, first off, I guess I'd be remiss in not bringing up, is it covered by all the iPhones, or is it exactly what devices are you actually going to be on, are on now, and will be on in the future?
Sure. Well, we are on the iPhone. We're also it works on all the iOS devices. So it works on the iPhone, the iPod Touch, and it also looks really great on the iPad. And a moment ago, you mentioned the person you saw at the restaurant consulting their mobile device for a coupon. My sister takes her iPad everywhere, and she always consults Yelp or some other service to decide what to order whenever she's at a restaurant, and she also checks to see if there's a coupon with ClipZone. So a lot of people use their iPads out and about.
I like the word consult, too. I guess, do you name your iPhone now? Because you're going to consult it. Will it really be Hal?
I think it will be an extension of yourself. Like you said earlier, I think it's going to be, it'll just be an extension of your own personality.
Well, and as we're talking, I'm thinking the barcode scans on the appliance, and it tells you do know you could have got that cheaper.
Absolutely. And we're also really excited right before the end of the year, right before New Year's, as a little New Year's gift, we're going to be rolling out on all the Android devices as well, which effectively doubles our market, and we're very excited. We have a lot of excitement and buzz about the Android device. I've checked it out, and it looks great on the Droid as well as all the other great new phones.
Amazing.
So that's something else that we're really excited about.
Well, now the ClipZone is free for me to use, and I can go to ClipZone.com, and it'll tell me how to get the app and do what I need to do. Talk a little bit about how do businesses appear on ClipZone?
Sure. So right now, the most important thing we're doing is building the ClipZone ecosystem. It's definitely, we want users to find great businesses all over Atlanta and all over Georgia on the application. And then we really want to bring businesses a lot of users. So in order to do that, for all businesses, it's free to be on ClipZone for the first 90 days because we really want them to understand the value of being in front of all these great eyeballs in Atlanta. And then after that, it's a performance-based model. So, we really believe that this is the era of performance-based marketing, and, it's the best way to do it. So our businesses, pay based on the performance they see from how their coupons are doing.
Okay, and you mentioned Atlanta. Geographically, is it limited to Atlanta now? And what are the plans for expansion if it isn't?
Sure. So we have coupons available in ClipZone. If you log on to ClipZone, we have coupons available in about 10 states in the Southeast and in the Northeast. So just about anywhere on the Eastern Seaboard, you're going to see great coupons.
Okay, so clarify what you're saying is on the website there's a web location or platform that I can access coupons, as well as there's the mobile aspect of it as well. So I can, geographically, I'm not limited. You're telling us about these other opportunities in other locations. That's coming off the web, right?
Yes, and actually that's also, the application works just as well in those areas as well.
Okay.
In terms of really what we call a rollout and really getting hundreds and hundreds of businesses online in a big way, we're starting in Atlanta. Just like you said a few moments ago about this, hyper-local marketing, a lot of the coupon plays we've seen, which are exciting, they are just spread very thin. So if you're in any given place, you might see some national brands, but in any one location, you just don't see a lot of really great, rich content. So we wanted to get Atlanta right. So wherever you are in Atlanta, based on your neighborhood, if you're in Buckhead or if you're in Midtown or somewhere else, you're really going to get a very different experience based on the neighborhood you're in. And once we really have shown that we can get that local experience right, in 2011 we plan to roll out in the exact same way in 5 additional cities as we're building a base of content across the whole country.
Well, and I guess needless to say, that's big enough, eat an elephant a spoonful at a time, just simply going national with all of the potential verticals that you would be able to attract and building out the platform in terms of just capacity, just pure content. You got any projected idea how long that's going to take? Because my next question was going to be, what have you got? You mentioned a roadmap. What have you got ahead, that you're thinking about? And I'm thinking, hey, it sounds like your table's pretty well full right at the moment in terms of just getting all of the different opportunities that are up in front of you guys.
Yeah, it is. It's a wonderful problem to have so many great opportunities,
really?
For sure. So we have a really neat arrangement in which we're able to be present in many cities because we have really good deals with coupon aggregators and providers like Money Mailer and Valpak, which allow us to provide a lot of good base content in many cities. Our plan calls for us to be in 5 additional cities at the end of 2011, and then by the middle of 2014, we have plans to be in the 26 biggest cities in the U.S. So it's going to definitely be a lot of activity over the next few years.
Well, I tell you what, John, it's I think it's an aspect of your career that you seem to be either near the edge or creating the edge in terms of this kind of technology with some of the past career situations that you've been in. And it sounds to me like you guys are right at it again. Very exciting. We're really proud to have you doing it here in Atlanta. The fact that I think it's coming out of here, I call them local heroes. There's a lot of great innovation and great ideas, and certainly the ClipZone is one of them. John, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule for sharing some of your ideas and thoughts with us here on Tech Talk.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.